All right, beautiful. I want to thank Sensei, I call him Sensei, for that beautiful start to it. I want to thank him for that beautiful one. It's a very important subject matter, and I thank those who have put this together because it's important we discuss it now. The most authentic thing about us is our capacity to create, overcome, to endure, to transform, to love, and to be greater than our suffering. That was Ben Okri. From Eliza to Shadlu, AI has been trying hard to imitate human discernment and dialogues. Algorithms trained on vast data sets are beginning to reflect and amplify with precision various patterns found within the databases, thereby dominating numerous aspects of our daily interactions. Our unique styles as creatives are not immune to their influence. From fashion recommendations to music playlists, the age-old human instinct for personal expressions meets the cold precision of algorithmic calculations. Even our exposure to and consumption of poetry is changing drastically as social media platforms become more significant venues for the sharing and discovery of poetry. But in the hard light of algorithms, we stand and ask, what happens when style, an inherently human construct built on cultural nuances, emotions, aspirations, and personal histories, is placed under the scrutiny of mathematical models? What happens when the soul's DNA is continually reshaped and refined by zeros and ones? Theodore Dreiser opines that art is the stored honey of the human soul, gathered on wings of misery and travail. Yet fears arise when tools like ChatGPT and the ilks craft prose, verse, and art that can sometimes be indistinguishable from human-made pieces. The deep intricacies of style, rooted in centuries of human experiences, now stand juxtaposed against finite sequences of rigorous codes, making many believe that perhaps machines might soon oust humans in creative fields. This worry has sparked quandaries like, is imitation the sincerest form of flattery, or a mere shadow of the original? Is competition the right framework, or could it be collaborations? Can machines ever replicate the emotional depth that underpins talent? To answer these questions, I return again to the banks of the Iowa River, where art is long and life is brief. There where I first hauled at the blue moon on the night of my initiation and held conversations with Ginsberg as he performed my rite of passage under the influence of spirits distilled from the moon's breast. I asked, shall we bury our myths in the past, seeing that we have arrived in the pixelated dawn? And the voice replied, to bury the myths in the past is to allow algorithms to dictate the future. Again, I asked, is not the future theirs for the taking? Is not our artistry to be diluted by perpetuations of stereotypes for the democratization of poetry? Why will art be saved from the digital sprawl? And he replied, because AI doesn't know. It doesn't know how to make audible meaning without breaking silence. It doesn't know how to ask questions, does not know how to fuse unlikely elements, does not know that the forms kneel marvelously in the eyes of the artist, cannot constructively critique the Pope of reportage, cannot comprehend the skewed surrealism of folklore, nor can it understand that suffering spirits are capable of happiness. No, AI doesn't know that in the paradise of verse, there is no night. Chris says in the promised land, there is no sugar, but there is drop of blood, and the poets like sharks gather at the confluence of conflict, debating if AI can break the logic of language when it doesn't distrust well-written books, and cannot understand that a line must be drawn between poetry and social commentary. Thus, knowing all these things, you ask, how then do I respond to AI with my personal artistic signature? Well, as Rick will say, the first thing to do is to leave the question. By this I mean going into myself daily and rediscovering the reason that commands me to write. See whether it has spread its roots into the very depths of my heart. The roots of my creativity are enmeshed in my life's intricate tapestry of faith, football, folklore, music, and dance, a fusion I've come to term as African speculative realism. Algorithms, for all their sophistication, lack these fundamental touchstones. Therefore, I will not, for instance, for the fame of Insta poetry, allow codes to order what I write, because they can predict which content gets significant visibility, distribution, and reception. I will not sideline known, complex, and experimental poetry for more marketable content that is brief, easily digestible, visually pleasing, and imbued with relatable sentiments, just to gain traction in these algorithm-driven platforms where poetry is being shaped to internet-friendly poetry only. The question then becomes, are algorithms allies or rivals? For me, the answer, it depends on what you do with them. AI's illustrious son, ChatGPT, is very honest. So I thought I would engage him briefly to better appreciate our discussion today. And here is how it went. Sin, do you believe in life? ChatGPT, I don't have beliefs, emotions, or consciousness. Sin, can you ever be human? ChatGPT, no, I can't be human. I am a digital entity. Sin, ask again. What truth are you looking to realize? ChatGPT, I don't seek truth, have consciousness, or pursue any form of realization. My primary function is to assist users by providing information or generating text based on patterns in the data. Upon this premise, I have resigned not to view AI as the chisel that bettered Michelangelo's David, or the printing press that democratized knowledge. I will not view algorithms as a foe seeking to oust me from poetry. Neither will I see it as an ally in the cold quest to catalyze a new artistic renaissance. AI is not an artist. I'll only see AI the way it should be seen, as a research tool, a search engine, not because I am lost, not because I long to be found, but because I am curious, and because curiosity will not kill the cat. Thank you.